Hello guys, this is Justin McGullen and welcome back to JDM Professional. Now I know you noticed that I haven't been posting in this channel for a while. If you've been following this channel, you know that I haven't posted since March. And that video I was talking about my video with ProICT in January. You guys were expecting more months and months to go by. You guys were probably wondering what was going on. Why wasn't I posting more videos on ProICT? Well, it's because something happened that lasted through months and months and months. I would have posted it. At least a month ago, but I wasn't able to because so much was going on with my life and everything that I wasn't able to do it. But after waiting months and months, I'm gonna finish the ProICT series with this video because very few happen with work and more happen with a lot of things after that. So with that said, let's talk about it. If you watched my last video on ProICT, you know that at the beginning, when I was working in December of 2021, it was dominated. We dominated. We made so many conversations and everything. We were active and all of that. But then in the final week of January, because of the lack of supplies, we had fewer shifts, and shifts were shorter, half days, which wasn't good because it was causing us problems. That continued when February started, because on February 1st, 2022, I had a half day at Astoria, like in Steinway Street, near Lot Less. It was just me and one other that was working there. So we were walking around, but the thing is, we didn't have tents and all that stuff. So we had to walk around and canvas, which isn't so bad, but we needed a site for people to go in. We've been walking, but after having just 15 conversations, we weren't able to get anybody. So for the first time, I had 0 tests that day. And that absolutely sucked, but it is what it is. But thankfully, the next day, on February 2nd, it was much better because, of course, I had a half day. But this time around, we were able to get a tent, which made things much easier for everybody. It was definitely easy because in that side in Astoria, I managed to get four COVID tests while making 20 conversations, and as for my entire team, we collected a total of 9 COVID tests. In fact, the thing is that for my team lead in that site, she had full shift. She got the first half and she got the second half. The thing about the first half is that nobody showed up. No one showed up, and she did everything on her own. The thing about those half shifts is people were only allowed to choose those one half shift. They can't do the entire thing. But now then in the morning, she contacted me and asked me and offered me the first half of the shift. But at that point I couldn't because I wasn't gonna have enough time to make it. So that's a shame. If only she told me about it the night before, I would have said yes to that, and I would have had a full shift instead of a half shift. It is what it is, but at least it was a better day compared to the one before. And then everything fell apart. As if we weren't already struggling, it became much worse. and that involves the issue with payments. Now how the payment works is that we get paid. Well, we get paid every week. I mean, it's like for the first paycheck, you wait 4 to 5 weeks after you started working, and then after that is week. Like the first, like when I got my first payment in January, it went really well. Sure, it was like a day or two late, but it was not that bad. But when February came along, it all fell apart because people were getting paid late. No one had an idea what was going on, and people were complaining and were getting mad at the company. And because of that, due to the delayed payments, the company was on a pause in order to make sure that everyone gets paid. And until people get their payments, we're not going back to work. When I got that, I was very, very, very upset. Like, I just started working and I was waiting to do everything. And things started to get better, and when I was thinking I would go back to as normal, they're like, nope, you're not working. Of course, it went on for an entire month. For the entire month, people kept complaining. People were getting angry at the company, and they even, several of them even threatened to sue them and went to the Department of, and have them go to the Department of Labor. Now back at that moment, back there, I sided with the company and I was telling people, like, it's not their fault. They're trying their best to pay us. They're doing everything they can. Now, of course, when I defended the company, several people were angry at me. They were angry at me for defending the company and everything. I've lost many friends and everything because of that. Because back then I realized people were crazy and they're gold diggers. Like, I've seen the worst in people during that. And either I cut ties with them or made sure that I wanted nothing to do with them. So of course we waited, but then eventually we were getting payments. It should have been done earlier, but it was coming and going and everything. Now, due to my patience and cooperation, the CEO of ProICT appreciated my time waiting and all that, and to award me for my outstanding support that I would get a $500 bonus. Like, I was impressed and everything, and I was happy with that. So we kept waiting, and we were getting the checks, and then in mid-March, the company announced that we're almost done with getting all those remaining paychecks. So because of that, we're going to start opening shifts again. And when they made that announcement, I was very happy. I was like, yes, shifts are coming back. I can finally get back to work. And we basically did. After a month hiatus, I returned to work on Monday, March 21st, 2022. And in that day, I was working at South Richmond Hill, the same site that I worked at AM Trace many times and FCC at least once. Like, I was happy and I was excited. Now, the thing is that earlier when we dealt with the half-day shifts, I had COVID tests with me. So as soon as the shifts came back, I decided to get myself and my family tested. So in that site, I collected 8 COVID tests while making 150 conversations. And not only that, but there was a vaccine bus nearby, and during that, I made one walk-in for the vaccine, and my entire team made a total of 24. I've collected a total of 24 COVID tests. It was really good to get my dominated form back again and to do a lot of things. I was so happy to get back to work, and I was so happy to do a lot again. It's like we were going back to December and January and all that. I went back to work on March 22nd, 2022. Now right there, I did not have a queen shift. Like, I've been asking for queen shifts and all that, but they didn't have any available. And I nearly had a day of no work. But because of my best friend, Emily, I was able to work. Now, my best friend, Emily, like, I met her while working at AM Trace. Like, I met her while working at 100th Street and Northern Boulevard. We've worked so many times. We've gotten close, and we actually have feelings for each other, but we're not together because she already has a boyfriend and all that stuff. Well, she and I was going to work again at ProICT because she texted me and told me that she was going to work in a Manhattan shift. So then I talked to the borough director of Manhattan and asked her if I can work on that shift. And she said yes. So I was saved because of my best friend, Emily. And I was going to work with her again. And where we worked was in Central Park. Now for Emily, it was her first day working with ProICT. So she was going to get trained. Now the thing is that I had two admins working on that site, but one only showed up in the beginning and the end, and the other didn't show up. So obviously a canvasser had to step up and take charge, and I was that guy. I was that canvasser that decided to take over and become the acting team lead of that site. So it was me, Emily, and 3 others. So in the beginning, we were all at the tent talking to people, but barely much happened. It didn't look like we were getting those. So then eventually we had to split. So Emily and I run around canvassing while everybody else stayed at the tent. So during that time, I was teaching Emily how to talk about talking to people and getting people tested and everything. Like, everything I learned, everything I done, I've taught it to her. So we were walking around talking to people and everything. But sadly, we didn't have the best luck there either. So then after going around, after having lunch at Dallas Barbecue, which she never had before, we went back to the tent, and we had the rest of the canvassers canvass, and Emily and I stayed at the tent. So we kept trying to talk, but we still got nothing done. He still got nothing. So then, because of that, we needed to get each other COVID tests. So I asked Emily if I can give her a COVID test, and she said yes. So I taught her how to get people the COVID test and what to sign in and how to put everything inside, all of that stuff. So to end the day, after making 150 conversations, I collected 1 COVID test, thanks to Emily. As for the team, we collected a total of 5 COVID tests. It was dead and it wasn't a lot, but we had to do what we had to do. And what we learned is that part of Manhattan has the most people vaccinated, so which made it difficult to do that. The next day, on March 23rd, on Wednesday, I was working in Queens again. This time, I was working at the Regal Center Mall. And Emily was there too. Before that, she brought in a COVID test from her mom. So already she already filled everything down and everything, and she already gotten us a COVID test, which is good, considering the fact that it was the only test we got that day. Despite me making 150 conversations, none of us were able to get a COVID test. So once again, another day where I didn't get a COVID test. So pretty much Emily was the only one to get a COVID test, which is a shame, but at least I got to see Emily again. So the next couple of days, Queen shifts weren't available and everything, and I had trouble with those. As if that wasn't bad enough, we were told that only people with certain medical insurance would get tested for free, while others had to pay. Of course, my insurance wasn't one of those that had to be paid, so I wasn't able to get myself tested anymore because I would be charged with that, which is a shame, because as if we didn't already have low amount of people, we're getting even much lower because of this. So a few days went along and shifts weren't opening, either because nothing showed up or because there was rain. There was a Manhattan shift on Saturday, but I didn't know about it until after. But luckily, that shift was there again on Sunday, and on Sunday, March 27th, I was working at the South Ferry. Of course, it was another zone. Unfortunately, it was in another zone that's pretty much dead. Despite me making 200 conversations, I wasn't able to get myself a COVID test. Luckily, everybody else did. As a team, we collected 4 COVID tests, which is a shame that we're getting low. But we pray to God that more shifts would open and we'd get better. But it got worse, as when I got home, I was told by the company that because people weren't given enough tests, they said that for the Queens canvassers that in order for them to work in the shift, they have to get 10 COVID tests beforehand. Like if you don't have 10 COVID tests done beforehand, you can't work in Queens, which is just stupid, because we barely got any of them because people didn't want those. Like getting one should have been enough, but no, it's like 10 tests in order to work in Queens. Like, that is bad, because I only had myself, my mom, my stepdad, and my grandma, and no one else. I only had 4. So if I had to get 10, I have to go around the streets, talk to my friends, and ask them if I can get them a COVID test. And it can't get done in one day. Like, I shouldn't have to do that. I should be going to work, get the COVID test there, and that's it. It's like, and we can't even get ourselves tested because we had medical insurance that charges us. So as if that wasn't bad enough, it made it worse. But that wasn't the end of it. Because guess what came up again? Delayed payments. So because of late payments, the shifts once again was halted. But then again, there were a few shifts in April that I could have gotten, but I couldn't, because they only required very few canvassers, which wasn't fair because I wanted to work and nobody gave me a chance to work. So I had to wait the entirety of April, and then we went into May, and it's the same thing again. People are getting mad, people are getting paid late, people are getting mad at the company and threatened to use Department of Labor involved, blah 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 blah. But it was looking bad, and at that point my family kept telling me to look for new jobs and everything. But of course I refused, because like, why would I need to look for a job when I already have a job and everything? So we kept waiting and waiting, and May came along. And I got a message from one of the admins saying that they needed me to that they wanted me to come to work on a shift, and I said yes, I would do that, and once again I was happy. So then I went back to work on May 21st, 2022, and I was working in Jamaica Center, another place that I went so much in AM Trace and all that. But now, originally, I was going to work at South Richmond Hill, but in the last second, they moved me to Jamaica Center, which was actually better because I was closer. Now the site needed a translator, and knowing that Emily lived close by, I asked the team lead, who was just promoted team lead, that if he can let her work with us, but unfortunately it was already too late and all that. So it was just me and the team lead in Jamaica Center. But I dominated through that whole shift. As on that day, I collected a total of 9 COVID tests and while making 50 conversations. And while I was there, I gave someone an appointment to get vaccinated against COVID. So I got an appointment. So with me and my team lead, we all collected a total of 19 COVID tests. So both of us dominated, and it was great. Like, I had 9, she had 10. A very dominated day, and I was so happy to go back and do that. The sad thing about this is that ended up becoming my final day with ProICT, because I was waiting and waiting and waiting for shifts and everything, and then in the middle of June I found out that the whole project was over. Like, the whole project ended on May 26, 2022. So it ended and nobody knew about it. And how did I know about it? Because I had a notification on my phone saying that my work that action was required for my work email. So I was logged out. So I tried to log back in, but it said that I'm no longer active on that email. So it was clear that my work email was gone, and I was wondering what was going on. So I contacted the admin and the canvassers, asking them if they dealt with the same thing, and they have. So we lost all our work emails. So the project ended and nobody knew about it. And the worst part is they didn't tell us that it ended. Like, no message, no announcements, not even a thank you for all you do. It just ended, and that was that. And that moment broke me. It's like my heart dropped as soon as I knew what happened. My heart was shattered when I saw that, because it was the moment where the gods efficiently told me that I have just wasted all my time. Like all of that time waiting for the delayed payments, all of that time waiting for ships, like back in March, I was even, like in February, I was even offered a supervisor position with another COVID testing company on LinkedIn, and I even turned that down because I not only because I wanted to stay with ProICT, but also because I didn't have the experience. I didn't want to take that and then do terrible and then lose that job and all of that. But like all of that time waiting for shifts, all of that time waiting for delayed payments, and after rejecting a position that was offered, after dealing with all of that pain, depression, and all of that stuff was meaningless. That was the moment. That was the moment where I was heartbroken. That was when I realized that I was unemployed and everything. I was devastated. But what I learned as soon as that happened was much worse. Like if you thought that was the worst of it, it gets worse. Much worse. Because I was talking to several of my former coworkers and all of that, and what they told me shocked me. Like several came forth and told me that they were being manipulated and abused and everything. Like they were, like several of them were blamed for something that wasn't their fault, and they made them look stupid in front of the entire world, and the entire community. Like, so I mean, of course when the delayed payments first started, one of them was complaining and was asking what's going on, and she basically told them the story about the payments and all that stuff, saying that she told about the problems and all that, and they said that she can, that to not worry about the W-9, which was important, and then later they backtracked. And they made her look crazy. But not only they made her look crazy, but they said bad things about her immigration status. The CEO was like I get you're a newbie in this country. That's why you talk more and read less. Like, that is really offensive, and all of that. And all that time, the CEOs were victim blaming themselves and making it look like the canvassers were the bad guys, that they were gold diggers and everything. Like, one of them even they retaliated. They made threats against those canvassers and team leads and even borough directors. Like, one of the CEOs even threatened threaten that he would go to a site and beat up one of the borough director's brothers. As soon as I was told all this, that was the moment I felt betrayed. Like all of what happened, I now understood what happened. I understood that we were being scammed and we were being lied to, we were being manipulated and everything. And I was very, very mad. Now, of course, at the end, I had to talk to them about payments. Like, when June came along, I was still waiting for one more payment. And the last time I got paid was in April. So, like, I was getting the next checks, but I didn't get the last one that I needed. My last check was in April, and I kept asking and I kept messaging both CEOs, asking what is going on, where is my final payment, and the CEO of ProICT never replied, but this former CEO of Select Pharmacy did, and he asked me to give them information about my shifts and everything. So I gave them information about my shifts, where it is, who was in charge, and how much I was owed. So he basically said, I'll get my payment by this day, and I was like, okay, that's fine. But that day came along, and I still got nothing. So I messaged again. I was like, what is going on? If that day is here, and I haven't got paid yet. So he basically talking about if they still wanted the information. So I did put in the information and everything, and then he said I'll be paid by that day. So mid-June comes along, and I still didn't get my final payment. So I talked to him again. I was like, this day has come along, and I still haven't got paid. What's going on? This time around, he never responded. So after knowing this, like late June, I talked to him, and I told him that I knew everything that he and the other CEO did, and that what they're doing is wrong, and that I knew their intentions. I basically told him, listen, I'm gonna make this very clear right now. If I don't get my payment by the end of this week, the time is gonna come that I'm gonna make the complaint to the Department of Labor. I shouldn't have to do this, but it's my only option. And if you don't reply by the next day, I'm gonna do it that day. So the next day comes along, and he never replied. So of course I was a man of my word. So I downloaded the labor complaints form, filled it out, and mailed it to the Department of Labor. So after all of that, after knowing everything that happened, I was upset about it. So after that, I decided to form a protest group in order to take legal action against ProICT and Select Pharmacy. So I brought everyone together, and we had discussions, and of course more people came forward with more abuse, retaliation, treason, lying, manipulation, and all of that stuff. And of course all of us were disgusted about what they did. Eventually later we found out that some of the COVID tests were brought to a restaurant, not a lab, not in a van, a restaurant, somewhere that should not be allowed. Like, it is illegal and it's unsanitary. So the people that got tested with Select Pharmacy back months ago and wondering why you didn't get it, that is why, because they're placed in a place that didn't belong. So of course we made many discussions, and I basically told everyone what to do. I basically told them to make complaints to the Department of Labor and everything, and to bring more people along. Basically told them that if they have any more of these incidents, to share with me and or share with the group, so that we know what's going on, and also provide proof, 100% proof of what they did. So of course we've been talking about it for months and months and all that. So I was waiting and waiting to hear back from the Department of Labor and everything. And then while I was vacationing in Canada in August, my mom talked to me, and she had a website where you can see the mail, where the people at the post office show you photos of the mail you've got while you were gone and everything. And guess what was one of those mails from? The Department of Labor. So as soon as I knew about it, I immediately told my team that about what was going on. Now, unfortunately, since I was in Canada, I had to wait till I came back in order to see what the Department of Labor said. So as soon as I came home, I made sure that reading the Department of Labor's letter was the first thing I did. And I did in the second week of August. Like when they basically, the department said that they have gotten my complaint and they're going to be investigating that case. So I was happy that things are moving along. And of course, as soon as I read that letter, I shared it with my team and told them what was going on and everything. And if that wasn't impressive enough, it got better less than a week after I read it, because less than a week after I read it, I had another letter from the Department of Labor. So I read that, and in that second letter, they said that they're gonna have a conference involving all these parties and talking about the next steps and everything. So, and they said that those that don't attend this conference either have their case go against them or the case ends. Now that was a major breakthrough. This was a big thing. So just like the last letter, as soon as I read the second letter, I told my team everything that the second letter said. I gave them the dates, I gave them the times, I gave them where it was, and the meeting details, because it was going to be online. So we were getting ready, and that day finally came when I had the conference with the Department of Labor. And all of that took place on WebEx on September 8th at 9:30. Which was early, but we had to do what we had to do. So of course I attended this conference. This is something that this is the first time that I've done things with the Department of Labor. So of course I was a bit nervous because you need to do the right things and all that. Now the thing is, when I was there, only one that was on my side was there. There wasn't a lot. Like at the beginning, the department said that only people who filed claims would attend this conference, and those who didn't, they can't. So I wasn't aware about that, and I apologized to my entire team about it. So it was just me and one other guy, and I was a bit nervous. So the CEO and owner of ProICT wasn't at the conference, which was already good and outside, because like I said, those who didn't attend will have their case against them or it ends. So by having that CEO not show up, the case was automatically against him, and he put himself in trouble. But of course, the former CEO of Select Pharmacy did show up. So we were talking, and of course, the CEO of Select Pharmacy was lying, playing the victim card, and manipulated all of us, making it look like, and acted all innocent, making us look like that we're the bad guys. So, and every lie he made, I basically exposed him. Like he said, Select Pharmacy has no association with ProICT. But then I immediately showed them that necklace thing with Select Pharmacy. You know, the thing that we wear every shift we go. Then he said that everyone has, that they paid everybody. And then I said that I haven't gotten paid since April. So of course the department stayed the ruling and everything. And of course we caught the CEO in a lie, because earlier he said he will pay the rest of the workers, but then a minute later he backtracked, saying that he can't because of lack of information. But I did tell the department that I did give them all the information. So of course the department obviously knew the intentions of the CEOs, and they definitely are not fooled. They basically told the CEOs that you are responsible, that they are responsible, that the CEOs are responsible for paying all of us, and they're not going to stand and watch all of us get screwed by the entities, and then they need to hold themselves responsible. So basically at the end of that, my team were definitely the winners, and both CEOs were in trouble. So at the end, the Department of Labor told the CEOs that they're going to give them money to pay the rest of us, and that they have to pay them in 30 days. So October 8th was the deadline to pay for everybody. And they didn't say what would happen if they didn't do it, but I'm certain they would have had consequences with all of that. So I was happy that my team and I won this battle. Like throughout this whole process, I was overwhelmed and was super nervous. I know that we needed to be perfect and all of that. Like if we make one mistake and we're screwed. So, but the thing is, I and one other nailed it, and the CEOs made mistakes. Like everything we expected them to do, they did, and the department was on our side and all of that. So it's like I felt I was alone in this, but thanks to the CEOs making mistakes by lying and not showing up, and for the department being on our side, I felt relieved. So of course, after this conference, I told my team everything that happened and what to expect. So of course, my family was proud of me for standing up and fighting for what was right and everything, and for my courage and everything. It's like I was like, I can't believe I just did this. It's like it was new, yet I nailed it. So of course, after that, I basically told the former CEO of Select Pharmacy, that you know what needs to be done. You need to pay me and the rest of the workers by October 8th. Like, you're already in trouble. If you want to get out of this, you need to do what needs to be done. But unfortunately, that former CEO took it as a joke and basically lied, saying that they need 45 days to pay, and was laughing and taking everything as a joke and everything. And I was like, I'm not playing games. I'm tired of your games. So like, we know what you've done and everything. We're not gonna let you go until everything is done. I have the screenshots and I have all the messages about everything. But I'm not gonna expose everything that says. A lot of these are personal. Like, I'm not even gonna tell you who's responsible. They can speak for themselves. They know who they are, and we know who they are. So of course we were waiting, and then October came along, and on October 5th, just 2 days after my 24th birthday, it happened. I got a letter from the Department of Labor, and it was a check. So that day, I got my last check from ProICT. So all of my payments are done. They've been fully fulfilled. So I immediately told my team all of that, and I wanted to make sure everyone else was getting paid. As I'm recording this, many of them are getting their remaining checks, at least those that are making claims. But those that haven't done that, I told them to make those claims and to make sure they execute the conference well. And as long as they do that, they'll be able to get their remaining payments. So that was and the thing is, like, late September, early October, I originally posted a video on my main channel, Justin McGolan, exposing the CEOs of their crimes, and explained everything they've done with texts and pictures showing proof of what they did. And when I made that video, I told my team and a lot of others to share this on social media and spread it through the entire world, so that people know what those companies have done. Now the thing is, it's no longer on my channel anymore because I was forced to take it down. I was forced to I kept defending myself and explaining why I had to do this, but my family wasn't gonna have that. Like, I was even threatened that if I didn't take it down, that they were gonna take my computer and do it for me, which is not cool because it's taking away my rights and responsibilities and all that. But like, it was really ugly, and to have that happen on my birthday is just really bad. But the past is in the past, and we need to move on from that. So, but if they allow me to keep the video up, everything would have been fine. But it is what it is, and there was nothing I could do about it. So of course, as soon as I took it down, I apologized to my whole team about this and explained what happened. Of course, my team forgave me for that, and they still appreciated me for everything I did and everything. And one final thing is that between the video, like, after I made the video and before I got my final check, one of my friends talked to me, and he told me that the former CEO of Select Pharmacy has sold the pharmacy just only a few days after the conference. Like, like he's no longer in charge of Select Pharmacy, and according to Google reviews, it seems that ever since that change, the pharmacy seemed to be doing better. Now that is good thing. So pretty much I expose him of his crimes, and I force him to leave Select Pharmacy. Like, whether he did it to hold himself accountable or to avoid responsibility still yet to be determined, but at least Select Pharmacy is no longer corrupted anymore, and let's hope it stays that way. So that is the end of my time with ProICT. Of course, several of my teammates are still dealing with this and getting paid, but I know now what needs to be done, and as long as they do what needs to be done, then they'll be able to get their payment, and that makes me happy that they're getting all the remaining payments. So with that said, here is my final report of my time working for ProICT. Throughout my time working for ProICT, I collected a total of 239 COVID tests while making 2,465 conversations. And although this is not part of my job, I pulled in the extra effort and made 37 vaccine walk-ins and made 3 vaccine appointments. And as for my teams, we have collected a total of 2,566 COVID tests. So all of that time was short. Of course, it started off good. Then it ended up bad due to crimes and lies, but it definitely had a happy ending. So, if getting my remaining checks wasn't amazing enough, like a week after, I got myself a new job after months of unemployment. Now, what is my new job? I will explain. You will find that out in the next video, which happens to be recorded before making this video. So once this video gets posted, I'll start working on that video and have that get posted. But it was a trial. It was a trial and all that. It's like a job that was good, completely ruined. But then we have me and so many others stand up and fight for what was right. Like, it was a struggle. Like, all this time, I felt in the cloud full of negativity and everything. Like, I was in doubt. I felt like I was at rock bottom during this time. Like, I have been depressed and upset for so many months. And all of that. It's like I didn't know what was gonna happen to me. I didn't know I was gonna go fight again. Like, I was losing so much money, like nearly $10,000 because of this. It's like I was in pain for so many months and all of that. Like if it wasn't for YouTube, Rangers hockey, slightly Mets baseball, scouting, and my best friend, and especially my best friend Emily, I wouldn't be sitting here making this video. Of course, I'll give my family extra credit for at least trying to help me and all that. But without all of these factors, I wouldn't be sitting here making this video or any other videos. Like, it was that bad for me. But after dealing with all of that, all of my nightmares all of my demons of 2022 is officially over. I got my final payment. I got a new job, and now I'll be able to get right back on my feet and go back on track to the life that I had before and all of that. Like what we've done, we've worked so hard to fight against injustice and all of that, and I wouldn't change that for anything. Like everyone did well, and because of us, we're living better lives now and everything. And I'm so glad to create a difference throughout this entire world. Like I had a massive mountain to climb, and it was very challenging. But I was able to surpass all those obstacles and get right back on top, back where I belong, and everything. Now, whenever I finish my job series, I usually thank the company and the people and everything. If you're expecting me to thank ProICT, then think again, cause I'm never gonna forgive ProICT for what they. I will never forget I'll never forgive the CEOs of ProICT and the former CEO of Select Pharmacy for what they've done. It's like what they've done to us is just wrong, and it's unfair. It's shameful to me. It's shameful. It's shameful to the workers. It's shameful to the community, and it's shameful for people like me who's literally done everything. I mean everything for this company and for this entire world. Like I've done everything that was asked of me, and I did more than people expected me to do and all of that. So I'm definitely not thanking the company and all that. But what I am gonna thank is my team, my protest team. I want to, to my team watching this, I want to thank you guys for coming together and working together to fight against injustice. Thank you for letting me lead this entire team and for letting me help you succeed and everything. Is like what we have done is amazing, and we all should be proud of what we've done. Like this isn't easy, but we've made it look easy. It's like you guys have so much potential, and I know you guys will do so many great things. Like, you just gotta believe it, you just gotta see it. I know you guys pushed hard during work and in the aftermath of work, and you deserve all the support and respect that you deserve. So it's like I can't pick one person. I'm gonna give credit to the whole team. I'm thankful for you guys. Like, you guys are just unbelievable, and I appreciate you all. I will never forget. I'm proud to be in charge of this team, and I'm glad to be part of it, and I'm glad to be working amongst great, amazing, talented, hardworking people. Like, this world needs people like us in the workforce, and by doing stuff like this, we'll have a better path to getting there. It's like, I will never forget you guys. I will never forget the work we have done, and I appreciate all of you. It's like, I'm happy to work with you, and I'm happy that all of you guys are getting paid. So it's like, you will forever have my respect. It's like, whatever you like, if you guys ever need me to help you out with anything, I'll be there to help you, and I can definitely rely on you guys to help me and each other and everything. So to my protest team, it's been an honor to work with you during work and during this protest movement. Like, we can definitely say that our war against ProICT and against the lead pharmacy is over. But not only I want to thank my team, but I also want to thank those that have supported me, that have been there for me. Like, of course, there have been so many people that have been supporting me, and so many people supported me, like my family, Emily, my scoutmaster, scouting, a lot of those stuff. But then there are people that just gave up and didn't give me the support that I needed, and those are the people that I don't hang around with anymore. So it's like they lost my respect and all that, and the people that were unprofessional, I don't respect those and all that. So all the people who have supported me through this entire war against ProICT and Select Pharmacy, saying that you've supported me from the beginning to the end. Thank you so much. Like, all those that did see my deleted video and was willing to help spread the word and all that. I'm sorry that you won't be able to do it now, but I appreciate your effort doing that. And to those that supported me, that lifted me up during my downfall and everything, thank you so much. I appreciate you. But all the ones that didn't support me from the beginning, or people that said they supported me in the beginning, they see me say stupid things and be like, you know what? No, I'm giving up on you. You're on your own. I'm disappointed. Like I said, without YouTube, without sport, without hockey, without being around great people, and without scouting, I wouldn't be alive. But because of those, especially Emily, I've survived. Like so many, like any other people would have lost their lives long ago, but I had the strength to keep fighting. I never gave up. I kept going, and all that. So thank you so much. So to my family, thank you for trying to help me and trying to be there for me for everything. I know we've had our moments, but at the end we always make up for it, and I appreciate you guys. And to Emily, thank you for being there for me since day one. Thank you for all your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your dedication to me and everything, and for being such an amazing person. It's like, you're the biggest reason why I'm still here. I mean, like, while things took me down, while things got me up, down, you immediately brought me up. And I know she's not my girl. I know Emily's not my girlfriend, and she'll never be. But I'm thankful to have her to be my best friend, and to be on my side, and to be there to support me and everything. Like I'm lucky to have her in my life, and I know that everyone will be lucky to have a person such as Emily in your life, and everything. Like, I've been through so much, but I fought through it. Like, by looking at this video and knowing what I and many others I've done, I hope that those that have dealt with that, also working with corrupt companies, get the courage to fight for what's right and take a stand. Like if you're getting scammed, abused, or all that stuff at work, please do not be afraid to stand up and speak out and fight for what's right. If you know someone that is at work dealing with that, be there for them, be on their side, and help them and support them, and fight on their side. Like many companies have been corrupt and everything, but by looking at my story and the story of those that were involved in this battle, hopefully it will give you guys courage and motivation to fight against work injustice and fight for what's right. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do. Like, you are amazing people and deserve the best. And if people don't respect you at work, forget about them. It's their loss. So that is my end. That is the end of ProICT for me. Of course, after I finish this video, I will post the video about my new job. All I can say that it's amazing, and I know you guys will enjoy it. But either way, this has been Justin McGolan, and please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and God bless America.